There are some really tough questions in the world. And truth be told, there is the internet which we can consult regularly, but you can't trust everything that you find on the internet. So, the name of the game today is The Bryce Is Right, because the Bryce is always right. Now, the rules to this game is that I just have to pull the answer out of this handsome little brain right here, and I can't consult the internet. And then maybe we should do it all together and have a good laugh.
Why does English have so many French, German, and Latin words?
English doesn't borrow from other languages. It catches other languages in dark alleys, roughs them up, and shakes them down for loose grammar.
Why do some mammals lay eggs?
Because Australia. People don't include it in world history all that much. And so Australia kind of has to be the squeaky wheel for it to get remembered. One of the ways it does this is it creates all of these really weird animals. Two of those animals happen to be mammals that decided, you know what? To get more attention for this continent, we are going to lay eggs, but we're still going to be called mammals.
Why are apartments called apartments if they're all stuck together?
They were originally going to be called compartments, which makes a whole lot more sense, but there was somebody with a speech impediment selling this idea to the rest of the world. Instead of saying compartments, he just said apartments, and it stuck.
Why is the sky blue?
Yeah, it's blue because blue is the longest, shortest wavelength. When you only have that much atmosphere for the light of the sun to pass through, it looks blue. But you'll notice at sunset, when you're standing right here, the sun's over here, and it's passing through this much atmosphere, it starts to turn different colors. Boom!
Why do people dream?
Because your brain gets bored if it's not doing anything for that long.
Why does Tarzan have an American accent if he was taught English by British people?
Well, he learned English from English people. His first language was gorilla, and we all know that gorillas all have American accents.
What is the capital of Turkey?
Thanksgiving Point.
Why is a round pizza cut into triangles and put in a square box?
You know, I'd like to answer that one, but I might lose my membership as part of the Illuminati.
Why are sandwiches called sandwiches?
When the Puritans first came to America, they were terribly afraid of witches, especially those which they would find on the sandy shores of the New England area. Since Puritans definitely weren't against cannibalism at that time, they decided, hey, let's just kill all of these witches that we find on the beaches, put them between two pieces of bread, and eat them.
What does the Toothfairy do with all the teeth she collects?
You know, I've heard once that the Toothfairy is actually Mexican, and she makes maracas.
Where does the word hogwash come from?
It actually comes from the same household that the phrase, "don't throw the baby out with the bathwater" comes from, because not only did these people wash all of their children and then wash the baby, but they also washed their farm animals. The ones that they thought was just the most silly to wash were the hogs, because they would just go and run back into the mud after they were done being washed. Something is absolutely ridiculous. Why are we doing this? Blah, 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 blah. It's hogwash.
Why do cameras have round lenses but shoot rectangular pictures?
Because cameras have rectangular brains.
Why does February only have 28 days?
February is the scapegoat of months. When all of the months got together and they realized, crap, we can't divide 365 days evenly over the 12 of us. We're all gonna be uneven. What are we gonna do? Ah! Since they already would have to tack on an extra day to one of the months each year, they just decided to make that month really, really weird so that everybody would remember, oh, February. So there you have it. There are all of my answers without consulting the internet to all of these burning questions that you may have. If you want to have fun, go ahead and go through this video again and leave in the comments your answers to each of these questions without consulting the internet first. Also, if you enjoyed this game, go ahead and leave some other questions which I can answer next time we play The Bryce Is Right.